besties, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here, and today I'm going to be going over my 2024 reading journal. We are into July, so I wanted to do a 6-month reading journal update with you, tell you what has worked, what hasn't, and kind of what my plan for next year's journal is. If you really want to start thinking about it, I planned out this entire journal. I sat down and I mapped out what all of my pages were going to be back in October of 23, and I really took it seriously. Now is the time for me to kind of start thinking about what's worked, what hasn't, and I'm also taking it a little bit more seriously as I plan for 24. Yeah, I guess let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna start at the very beginning, but first I kind of want to talk about the tools, what I like about them, what I don't like, what I would use again, what I will be changing in the future. Also, whenever we do get into the journal part, I'm gonna be having a flip over B-roll or like flip through B-roll video. This is probably the tool that I get the most questions asked about on, like when I post like a TikTok or a reel or something, and it's my HP Sprocket. It's really nice. I think it's like a thermal printer, something like that. It was like $90 on Amazon, and it requires these little papers. Do I like it? Yes. Is it convenient when I have it? Yes. But I've noticed I don't sit down and finish a book and write a review for it. I don't. And I think that's a me thing. It's not a this tool. And so when I do go to sit down and write the reviews, I do like a monthly review of my book journal, and I have 10 to 15 books to print out. And so I just go through this paper like crazy. Now, in the review section, I was using a whole sheet for each book cover. There are a lot of things I want to do differently in this one. And then even in the way early pages, I was using little pieces of the squares to make the numbers, and it's not feasible. I love this tool. The paper is also slightly expensive, I guess, in a way. So for like a packet of 50 sheets, it's like $24, which is nice. It's the convenience I'm paying for. I understand that. It's just, I think I can use this tool better. I do love it. I do recommend it. I think it's a user error, and I can use this tool better and I can use it smarter. So I've kind of put a pause on printing out book journals or like the book covers on it and everything. Also, when I was doing that, it would overheat. It would overheat so quickly because I'm printing out 20 book covers. I'm having to refill it every 10 sheets. It's a me problem. It's not the tool. I guess I can talk about my colored pencils. They're fine. There are some colors that just don't show up well on white paper, like pink. The pink color does not show up well on white paper unless you really scribble. I don't know if it's the quality of these. I mean, it's Crayola, and I also don't know how much money I want to invest into it. My other tools that I keep in my handy dandy jar, so my Tombos, you know, those are fine. My Sharpie pens, they are each, I have 2 of them in here, I think. They're nearing the end of their lives, which is fine. I bought a 4-pack on Amazon for like 10 bucks. So I still have 2 more, which is fine. This ruler, really great. I think like with any ruler, especially when you use like a felt tip pen, I just have to bring a Kleenex and like wipe off the edges, or I can smear the additional ink. That's also probably me problem. The pencils, they're fine, they're whatever. None of those are a big concern. I think I do want to get a new set of Tombos just because I'm kind of sick of these colors, and that's because I've used them in 2 reading journals now back to back. The journal itself is really great. It has held up really well. The paper is good to write on. It doesn't bleed. Overall, it's a really good quality, and I still like that all the pages are numbered. Have I been using the index? No, but I think this was only $15 for this big journal with what, almost 200 pages? So still a good deal. I would buy another one of these. I might get a hard cover instead of a floppy cover. Do I like the cricketing that I did? Yes, I think I was just really into Fourth Wing. So next time I might just do something a little bit more generic. Now let's get into going through the actual book. I didn't end up doing anything with this like measurements page. I really should have. It looks really unfinished. I want to do something a lot nicer in my 25 journal. The table of contents I haven't really filled out, but it's there for whenever I decide to go back to this. Moving on to the next page, it's the yearly calendar with my stuff. Why have I not filled this out more? I don't know. I need to though. I do like it. I think I would have liked it more if the months were set up vertical and the books pages physical whatever was set up horizontal. I also don't like the two colors I chose, but I think that's just on me. Okay, the book bracket. What do I think about the book bracket? What do I think about the book bracket? I think it's fine. I think it's hard to bracket out 12 months. Whoever I found this bracket by, it should be in my first video. It's worked well. What I've essentially done is like either my highest rated book of the month or the book that I enjoyed the most, which I mean makes sense. And then I have it measured out to put a whole book cover from my printer as the winner. I am kind of surprised that Powerless is in the running for the top book of the year. So I kind of think it'd be fun to read the second book and see if it gets that far. But overall, when I look at which story stuck with me the most, that's what I kind of did. Okay, days I finished a book. I like this and I don't like this. I like it because it's nice and visual, but I think I have a better solution to that I've added on after the fact, after I did this. For 4 stars, I chose too dark of a color and I don't like how aggressive it is. I also think I should have done a piece of scrapbook paper as the backing and put the graph paper over it. I think that's what would have made me happiest, kind of looking back on it. Something for me to reflect on for my next reading journal. Okay, my reading challenge. I have no idea what I want my 2025 reading challenge to be. My phone on its little TikTok stand. 150 divided by 52 means I have to read about 3 books a week. That's a lot. 125 divided by 52. I think 100 books a year is a good challenge for myself, so I don't know if I'm gonna increase it. I do like how this one turned out pretty perfect, so I do really like it. I hate that I have to have these sticky notes for reference. If I surpass 100 this year, which I mean I've read 74 books this year already, I think I'm just gonna pull a page from the back and add on to the bottom of it. My alphabet reading challenge. I like this. I think it's really fun and it really makes me think about what I'm reading. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 letters to fill in. So if you have a suggestion for a title that starts with any of these letters that I haven't filled in yet, please leave them in the comments, because what book starts with X or Q? You know? Oh, the book club picks. I kind of stopped going to book club. It just wasn't feeling right for me, and so I've kind of put a pause on it. The books that they were picking weren't all that fun for me, I guess. They weren't books that I was like even excited to try reading. I don't know. And a lot of them you had to like purchase, where when I started, a lot of them you could get from Kindle Unlimited, or we would buy, it would be available to buy in paperback version, where now they're reading a lot of bestsellers, and so that means they're hardbacks, which means they're expensive, and so they're usually around $28 to $30 a copy. So book club was adding up, because if you think about it, you purchase the book for $30, you go to book club and you buy a beer for like $8 to $12, or a glass of wine, which was half off always. And I would usually be coming right from work, and so I would stop and get dinner. So book club became a little bit expensive. To be expensive and to kind of feel like, I don't know, out of place in book club, I didn't think it was worth it. I keep an eye on what they pick, but I haven't really done anything yet. Stars and Spice Guide. I think this is still really stuck with me. I mean, I haven't really used the Spice Guide. I think I set out thinking I would read more spice this year, but I really haven't, because in 23 I did read a lot of spicier books, like the Lauren Asher series, and what's the one where they're in like a New York club? Okay, my genre tracker shelf. I love this one. I hate that I chose pink. I just don't like how not clean the lines look. I think I would have made the books taller so I could write more. I don't know. In my last one I didn't fill it out very well because it was meant for my Kindle books, but like that's like what I did for the setup. I don't know. I think there should be a happy medium between the two, but you can see I've gotten through essentially 75% of my goal for the year. Favorite quotes, I have not filled out. I really have not been paying attention to the quote. Okay, the release radar. I really should have been using this more for my arcs. I didn't think I was going to get into my arcs as much as I did. I like how it's set up. I might do it more in a grid next time. Oh, it's just like a deluge of rain. Can you hear it? Next time I would have this be my ARC tracker and not fill it out pre-library savings. I was using the library so much last year and I love this. I think I also just need to utilize my library more. And this month I've read 2 library books already in July. I've just been more ARC heavy this year, which I've tried to tone down to only about 2 or 3 ARCs a month. Where in June, I think I read 6 ARCs. Want to buy, this has been good and it's been really helpful for me. My TBR, I need to make this longer next year and I do need to simplify it to some degree. I don't know, maybe do the genres with like a color of a highlighter or something. Reading log, I did not give myself enough space. I also didn't give the author's name enough space. I really had to like squish in some of the author's names, which doesn't make me happy, but I do love the simplicity of it. I feel like I missed an author though, or a title. Okay, monthly reading wrap-ups. I have not really done these because I had to do these flippy things and that was something I do want to change. I also haven't done the best book, which would be what I would do for the bracket. I haven't really done this. Also the best quote I haven't done really because I just haven't been paying attention to quotes. Like, I mean, I do, but I don't. Yeah, I had to do these flappy things on literally every single month, which is a little bit tedious and makes me not want to fill out these pages. I think I gave too much space for the stats. I didn't give myself enough space for the books. The thriller or the genre section was cool, but it was hard. I don't know. I don't know what I would want to do for 25. I definitely would not do this cricketing situation because that made it take up so much, like, I don't know, elastic space. Book reviews. Oh, I was so optimistic. I gave myself so much space and I just have not done it. Yeah, since book 40, I have not done it. Gave myself enough space to book 100. Okay, my mini books, where I did the genres corresponding. Stopped at the Foxglove King. Wow, that was a while ago. Not the best idea. So that was something I added on after I did my last video. I think this is where I started not enjoying the printer because the colors look weird. Yeah, just print them out. Here's a new one that I've added that I really like. It's my calendars to show which books I was reading at certain times. I really liked this. I added this after seeing another creator do it. So I was using my markers, and then in June, as you can see, I switched to doing colored pencils, which I think made it look a lot nicer. Next year, I would kind of want to keep this up. I'd want to have it sketched out for each month. Maybe include like pictures or vibes, pictures of my month. I don't know. I think the month pages, like the monthly wrap-up pages, what I'm doing now, I think this and the calendar need to combine. And then I have my latest edition, which guess what, it has another color code. It looks beautiful. It looks like a nice little patchwork quilt, and it is how many pages I read each day. And if you look on my guide, it says less than or equal to. And so if I read 43 pages in one day, it would get the yellow orange color for 50, less than or equal to 50 pages read that day. I'm pretty happy with this one. I don't know, there were 13 colors, and by the time I got to like the last row of colors down here, you'll see I started using brown. There just weren't any pretty colors left in the pencil box, and so I think I should go to an art store and find, because you know what color actually makes me happy? Purple. Purple would make me happy. And those are all the pages. Okay, so things that I think I should make better for next year. I'm gonna still have it open. I want to keep my reading challenge log. I want to keep the alphabet reading challenge. I want to improve or like make it prettier, the bracket. The days I finished a book, I think could go in front of or like by this daily page log. My monthly wrap-ups, I think could go side by side on like pages for the month with this monthly calendar to show which books I read throughout the month. I think also I'll make more space for myself. So say I average 10 books a month, I'll kind of look when I start getting a lot closer. If I average 10 books a month, I'll put that space in. If I go over, I'll do whatever. And if I don't, I don't. I want to not give as much space to the want to buy. Thought I'd be reading at the library a lot more. My TBR, I think it's good that I have this because a lot of these I don't own, but you'll see on the margins I added if I have to buy it, if I own it, or if it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I think next time I would add its own column and not just add it onto the side. And then my reading log, I want to make it prettier somehow. This isn't pretty enough. Genre tracker shelf, it just needs something. Oh, and my monthly stats page at the very beginning. I need to make it easier on myself and I don't know how yet. Okay, well hopefully that wasn't too boring. I think this was a good practice to put in place. I'm kind of upset that I dedicated so much time to that reading journal and I haven't really taken care of it. I need to do a lot better at sitting down and doing it every time I complete a book. I need to make the review section smaller too. That's just what I've got. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something. If you're planning your 2025 reading journal, hopefully this helped you decide on some of your own pages or give you some inspiration or things that you would do differently in your own. Even though this is the second like real reading journal I've done, there are still some things that I would like to do differently. Different tools I want to use. I might search for a different page quality, honestly. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and consider giving it a like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post a new bookish video every Friday. Looking through that kind of made me sad. So I am just gonna go read and try not to think about that and try not to start planning my 25 journal yet. I have ideas, but I don't think I'm ready to plan. I think I'm gonna hold off starting to plan my 25 journal until August or September. So fingers crossed I can hold myself to that. And I'll probably make a series to go along with that. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next Friday, okay? Bye.
Bye.